you're very welcome. Thank you, and you're very welcome at home. It is... What day is it today?
No idea.
What day is it today? Tuesday's Loose Women. Bit of a senior moment there. And it's not just any old Tuesday. We are celebrating the return of the one, the only Sir Cliff Richard. We have got a packed hour full to the brim with Cliff exclusives and surprises that you will not want to miss. And the man himself will be here in just a few moments. Now, we're going to be finding out how his heartache has turned into hope when Sir Cliff reveals his exciting plans for the future, and he'll be telling us why it was one of us that saved him in his darkest hour. And the last time we caught up with Sir Cliff, actually, was in his world-exclusive first interview with Loose Women back in June.
I was actually on my knees, and I was inconsolable. The lawyer said to me, please don't try and fight this, take a pill and get some sleep. So I took a pill, and when I woke up really early, about 3:30 or something like that, and again, I woke up, that's the first thing I thought of. And, you know, that's gone on now until yesterday. For 22 months, 2 days, that's all I ever did. I said, I can't believe it. I seem to be disappearing. I looked in the mirror. Every time I'd wake up in the morning, I'd go there, I'd wash my face, and I'd look in the mirror and thinking, this is old geezer looking back at me. It's been a real bad adventure, but I'm through it, and I can't be grateful enough. Thank you.
Sir Cliff made his first big public appearance at the Pride of Britain Awards alongside his best friend Gloria, where it was good to hear him say, life is wonderful. He looks much happier there. Now, I'm told he's on his way. I think we can see pictures of him, actually. There he is. He's whizzing across London. That's the way to beat the London traffic. He's on his trademark motorcycle. There he is. That's ITV Thames. He's got a friend in tow there. So there we go. That's where we work, ITV, next to the Thames River. And I think he's pulling up outside right now. Whilst he's taking his leathers off, let's remind ourselves just why we love Sir Cliff so much. And he is here. Please be upstanding and get ready to scream and shout for pop royalty. It is Sir Cliff Richard.
I've still got the helmet.
I'm just saying, trust me to get the sidecar. Like George and
Yeah, but you were with the gentleman. I helped you out
with
of
the gentleman, you're absolutely right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
You made it here, safe and sound. And how good is it to see Sir Cliff? The last time we saw you, obviously, is when you did that interview with Gloria, and that was a very, very dark time for you, as you talked about in depth during that interview. And then very recently, happier times, we saw you walking the red carpet for the Pride of Britain Awards, which is a huge event in the showbiz calendar. How was that for you? What was the anticipation of that like? Yeah,
just so happens I have the front page here. But see, I love that.
I think it's a fabulous photograph, don't you?
No, but what we liked was life's wonderful.
What was it like, the anticipation of that? Because it was your first big event, wasn't it?
I wasn't worried or nervous until I actually got on the stage, because I knew that somehow or another it was the first appearance I'd made apart from ours. And I thought, they're going to expect me to say something. And so, just as we were walking out, I had Joan Collins on my left arm.
As you do.
And I'm thinking, I know what I'll do, because what we'd just seen was suffering and success. And so I was able to put that together and say, you know, what tonight's been has been cathartic for me. The fact that there was all this suffering and the success overtook it, and it made my 2 years seem like nothing.
But I have to tell you, by the way, it took 1 hour and 20 minutes to go up the red carpet, and I think you were in many ways shocked, but also very pleased at the warmth with which you were received.
I was actually, because in the middle of those 22 months and 2 days, there's no way I could possibly have thought that when it was over, it would be quite like this. I thought there was going to be a period where I'll have to win my way back into people's hearts and minds, but in the end, that's what I discovered.
But it is interesting to hear you say that, because absolutely you'd know that would be your fans' reaction. It's like, no way, we love you, we've always loved you and always will love you.
But they've got no taste.
But for you, that must have been a difficult time thinking, what do my fans think? What do people think of me when you're coming out and making these very public appearances as a celebrity again?
The difficulty was that, that everybody on the whole planet saw and heard what had happened to me. And so it was a difficult thing to deal with. Will I ever get to Australia to be able to explain? No, it's all over. Maybe they've heard by now, but it was really disturbing for me to think that. But, you know, I knew the support was there. I remember coming down the driveway of my house in Portugal, where I stayed for quite a while, and I thought the gates changed colour. Anyway, I walked down to it. There was nobody there at that stage. All the press had gone. And it was covered in yellow ribbons and beautiful messages. Yeah, it was really lovely. So I knew.
That's the support of your fans, which was obviously really very important to you. But more important, after all these allegations and your face being splashed across the papers and terrible headlines, how important were your friends like Gloria?
Oh, well, I'm really important.
Well, somebody said to me, at times like those, you really find out who your real friends are. Yeah. And I said, you know what, I did, but they already were my real friends. And nothing had changed. They were very supportive. And when, in fact, the story broke to August 14th, 2014, I had some friends come in to stay with me for a week, and each of them separately emailed or wrote or phoned and said, look, we know you probably want to be on your own. And I said, oh, no, don't leave me on my own. And they came over and we did laugh. It was comforting to have you, Stephen, and everybody over there. But you know what? In the end, no matter how much you get through the day, suddenly everybody says goodnight. Yeah. And once more you're on your own again. Yeah. And that's the thing it was just horrific. I don't think I slept more than about 3 hours a day.
What did you think of, though? I
mean, 3 hours a night.
I know myself that if I can't sleep, I'm worried about something, that in the middle of the night, when it's the worst. What were your thoughts in the middle of the night?
Well, the minute I slept like 3 hours, but it was broken up. It was never all in one lump. The first thing I thought about was this accusation. And I could never, still to this day, can't understand why anybody would want to do that to somebody else.
And you've forgiven that person as well, haven't you?
That first night that I woke up, I'd been on my floor, on the kitchen floor. I was weeping, and I'm not ashamed to say that anymore.
Can you imagine?
It was just like a deep well, and I got a lovely message that came out of the blue. It says, no hole is so deep that God's love is not deeper still. And I thought, that's exactly how I felt. And then I had this feeling of vengeance and hate, and when I went to bed that night and I woke up, I just had this desire to forgive this person. And remember, we'll probably never know who he is. And he may need psychiatric help, I don't know. But I felt it necessary for me to say, I forgive you. I can't survive with all that hate.
And did that then start helping you?
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't help him because he didn't even know I'd done it.
But it was about you then at that point.
It was about,
so it helped you heal.
And I've discovered that. I've heard lots of people say that forgiveness is about, first of all, forgiving yourself, really, for being hateful and vengeful, and saying, no, I'm going to forgive him. And it made it much easier for me to deal with those 2 years.
But the point is, so you brought up that point about friends, and we have some friends in the audience who also were very, very strong in their support. The thing is, from my point of view, I've known you 45 years, and I never had a doubt, not for 1 second, because some people have said to me, did you doubt it at any time? Did you have a question mark? I never had, because I'm not being sycophantic here, but
yes,
I always knew, but I always knew that you were a good person at heart, and it never occurred to me, not for a second, that there was anything in it. So, and I think I could say that for all your friends. So,
thank you.
Your fans.
We've got so much to talk to you about. Unfortunately, unlike most times we have to say goodbye after one part, we don't, because you're here for the whole show, which is... But we are going to leave it there for the moment, though. As I said, we've got to take a break, but we will be back in just a few minutes with more from Sir Cliff Richard. Hello, welcome back to Sing Along the Loose Women with Sir Cliff Richard. Just a moment, Sir Cliff will be opening up about his plans for the future and telling us why 2017 is set to be his best year yet. First, though, time for this week's competition. Now, Christmas, just a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Yes, don't want to worry any of you. If you haven't stocked up on your mistletoe and wine just yet, see what I did? See what I did there, Sir Cliff? Mistletoe, yeah. OK, this is the competition for you. It'll be congratulations all round if you win the prize of £50,000. Not just that, we've got loads of gadgets and goodies, all delivered in time for the big day. How easy is that?
Wow.
Here's Stacey with all the details.
December.
Thank you very much, Stacey. Great competition. Good luck with that. Sir Cliff Richard is still with us today. In fact, he's here for the whole show, so do not go anywhere.
In fact, he might be held over until tomorrow.
We might not be able to get rid of him, Gloria. Say we can't get rid of him, then what we're going to do?
I am available. I am available, Gloria, but I'm not cheap.
There must have been a time when you thought, well, will anybody book me again? Will that ever happen? I mean, before we talk, and it is, and there are exciting things which we will talk about, and I don't want to dwell too much on that, but I know your fans will be interested in that. Was there a time when you thought, will I ever get back to doing the thing I love?
Yeah, I thought it would happen, obviously, but in the middle of it all, you just don't know how it's going to turn out. I mean, supposing I'd have to go to prison or something.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could.
Did you really think that, though? Did
I've
you?
had letters from people who said they spent 2 years in prison, they never did this thing, and in the end, he and his wife have left the country and lived somewhere else quietly, innocently, quietly.
Did you ever feel about leaving the country and just running away from it all?
I've been, yeah, since I started.
What made you, though? Because what made you... Was there ever a point where you thought, I can't go back into that forum again?
No, I always hoped, right the way along, I thought, no, I can't wait. And in fact, during the time, I had planned to release this album last year. So the previous year, I had gone over, it was October, and I went to Nashville, and I recorded it. In fact, funnily enough, it's a great way of forgetting whatever you're feeling despondent about, sing.
Yeah.
I came down for breakfast, and a friend of mine was at the table, and he said, happy birthday, and I went, oh, it's my birthday, I forgot all about it. For the whole week that I was recording this album, I never thought of any of the problems.
Yeah.
And you love Nashville too, don't you?
I do like Nashville. Yeah. It's great. It's a great musical
And
place.
there you are, looking very cool. Very cool indeed. Now, the album's called Just Fabulous Rock and Roll. So has this taken you back to your roots?
Yeah, I mean, I did an album like this 3 years ago, I think it was, and it had some success, so I thought I'd like to do it again. And it's the zone I'm most happy with. It's the music I grew up with. It's the stuff I bought.
Yeah.
And it's the music that I now have. I have a jukebox in Portugal, and it has all this old stuff. And I've got all the high-tech... Well, I don't have the high-tech stuff anymore because I've still got my old CD players. But people go to the jukebox. They switch everything else off, and I don't charge them, though. It's set on free play. And they all punch away.
That's where you're going wrong. I'd definitely charge.
And so,
Look at this. I mean, it's got some fantastic ones on here. Move It.
yeah, I did Move It again because the musicians there had said to me on the last album, can we play Move It? I said, I've recorded it so many times. So they said again, I said, OK, we'll just make it different. So they have...
Would you like to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I've got an unpaid servant. Keith, are you there with my guitar? Oh, here he is. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Well done, Keith.
Mind you waving?
Keith usually is sort of behind the scenes, and as you've seen him, you'll realise why.
You've got a duet on the album with one of your heroes, Elvis.
Yes, and yes, I mean, I dreamt of singing with him, but of course he died so young that obviously
Elvis we're talking about.
Elvis,
Yeah.
I'm still here. But, you know, it was a shock to all of us, I guess, when we heard that had happened to him, and it took away the chances of me recording with him. But with technology now, did you ever hear when Natalie Cole sang with her dad?
Yes,
Yeah.
I found that really amazing, because he had died many years before she sang with him. And so, therefore, Nigel Lithgow was dating Priscilla Presley, and he got me an email address, so I was able to email her. I explained who I was, how my career had run alongside with Elvis's.
In case she didn't know you. Yeah.
Well, it turned out, she wrote back, she said, oh, I know all about you, and so did Elvis.
Oh.
And then she said, because Elvis, he always kept an eye on all his competitors.
Competition.
He thought I was
Well, you know, she's on this programme this week. So you could get another song from her if you chat her up.
Listen,
well, I mean, you might have to chat. Why don't you chat her up for me?
I know you didn't meet him, and you've always wanted a photograph with him.
Yeah.
So we've got this for you. Look.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
It's brilliant.
Actually, Elvis looks as though he's going, oh, blimey.
Listen, we have got lots more to come for you. After 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking body image, Botox, and being a sex symbol. And that's just the cliff. And is he finally saying goodbye to photo shoots like this? So Cliff will be performing.
I gave that up a long time ago.
He'll also be performing again. We have the acoustic there. We're going rock and roll later with a classic and an end-of-show finale that is guaranteed to get you dancing around the living room and in the studio, hopefully.
Yes.
Do not go away. See you in a bit. Oh, that's one of my favourites. Welcome back.
Didn't I introduced you and your family, didn't I, in my TV show?
Yes,
you weren't in it originally, and
Yes,
suddenly...
I was.
No, you came on about a 9-year-old little brat. And I've watched the show so many times now, and you're still a brat.
Do you know what? Hold that thought.
Yes.
Can we see if we can... Can you have a look and see if we can find that? They're saying... Yes.
You'd learnt all the steps and
We're
everything.
going to try and find some footage of that, because I think we need to see that, don't we? Definitely need to see that.
Just look up YouTube brat.
Don't get me started, Cliff Richard.
Anyway, I was going to say the devil women joining me this lunchtime with Sir Cliff Richard are Linda Robson, Gloria Hunniford, and that little devil, the little brat devil.
And Donny, who are you?
Oh, yeah, me, Ruth Langsford. Now, Cliff, we talk about ageing and body image on this show a lot. You know, we're a panel of 4 women and we discuss it all the time from a woman's point of view, obviously. And you only have to look at the press today. Carol Vorderman's everywhere. People talking about her swimwear choices, particularly while she's in the jungle on I'm a Celebrity. And I said, so we talk a lot about women, which thought, as we've got you here today, you are an international superstar sex symbol.
I know.
As you get older, how does that kind of title sit with you now? Are you still comfortable with it? Are you...
I don't like having titles like that, because once they used to call me the Peter Pan of pop, and as the years went by, I know it's upside down.
Yeah.
I'm going to correct
Got it for Australia for you.
It'll work in Australia. No, but as the years went by, I found it harder and harder to live up to that aspect. Because I remember going shopping once, you know, and I was 2 people behind it. I could hear them talking, and they said, Cliff Richard's in the store. She said, oh, I've seen him. He's not smiling at all. And I thought, people are so aware of what you're not doing and what you are doing, and it's not possible to go around shopping going, oh.
No. I have to tell you, though, Cliff and I have had an agreement for about 30 years now that we're going to get a package deal. We're going to go and get the facelift together.
Oh.
Who's going to be the get one free? Are you going to be the get one free?
Well, I'm hoping I get one free.
I'll tell you what, if we all went, I could probably get a job lot.
I'm in.
But you girls don't need it.
What have you actually had done then? Have you had any work done?
No, but I've been looking in the mirror, that clip you showed. I kept thinking, oh my God, I am slowly, devastatingly fast, ageing in front of myself. And, you know, I only want a little bit done, you know. Nothing more than a huge tuck like that. But, you know, you look, I've got 6 lines here. I'd like 3.
Yeah. But do you feel pressure to do that and to look after yourself? Because you're incredibly fit as well, and slim. I mean, you don't look any different to when you
tell Ruth about the blood diet, then. He will not veer off his...
What's the blood diet?
Blood type.
Do you vampire?
Yeah, who drinks blood?
Yeah, vampire.
I keep to a blood type, and that's all I eat. A-type blood.
Because you're so... but you are, seriously, you are so disciplined.
I am disciplined, and I've always been that way, because from the word go, when Minnie Caldwell on Coronation Street said, "Oh, I love that chubby Cliff Richard," I went, "Oh." And I went on a diet, but now I'm not on a diet. It's just a regime that's based on your blood type, and there are things you can't eat, things you should find time to eat that's beneficial, and usually the food is neutral. So I stick with it, but I do treat myself.
But you know what makes me laugh? Sometimes when you're going back to America, you say, OK, now when I go back to America in 3 weeks, I can have a steak.
Yes.
You know, you save it up as a treat, as a single treat.
So you're very disciplined, then.
Yeah, and it wouldn't kill me. It might shorten my life, but anyway, I have a steak, and I went to one of the steak restaurants, you know, we're all very, what would you like, sir? I said, well, I'd like that steak, and it was a 26-ounce steak.
Oh, my God.
And he just looked at me and said, well, sir, don't worry, if you can't eat it, I'll box it for you. At the end of the meal, it wasn't a long meal, though, I asked him if he would box the bone.
Oh. You do keep yourself looking very trim and very good, which you kind of have to when you do that calendar every year, ladies. Yes. That saucy little calendar of yours.
Yeah, but you're talking about pressures. That calendar has become a real pressure for me. There's a limit. I said to Alan Ollie, who's the photographer, and I said right at the beginning when we first went, I said, none of that arty-farty stuff. I said, I just want to look good. And he said, oh, don't worry, you are. And he never, ever allowed sun to hit me directly. And if it was, he'd cover you up, and then he would reflect it in.
I want to book that. But listen, you've gone slightly differently this year. For this is the 2017 calendar, we can reveal. So this is kind of retro look back.
It's a retro look because it is all retro. I mean, they decided, because I thought, well, in these last 2 years I didn't really feel like doing a calendar anyway. But I think I made a suggestion that you could maybe do a compilation of photographs that people may not have seen for many years and put it in the calendar.
It's really lovely. We thought actually we'd do our own. Can I just show you quickly? This is our Loose Ladies calendar.
Oh, I love it.
Glorious front cover.
Come on, let's see the others.
We've got me. I'm November. I'm November. And then I've got Linda. Oh, looking very buff. Wait, I think those are good. Wait until you see February. I'm going to put it on the big screen, actually.
No, don't! What is it?
Honestly, I don't know who did that. At the very least they could have done was to airbrush a bra in.
Oh, my goodness.
My chest is much hairier than that.
I think we should give you that as a gift.
Thank you very much. I love it.
Very good.
I'll put it alongside my upside
news
down.
in, people. News in. We have got the footage of Colleen
Oh,
Nolan.
for goodness'
We're going to save it. It's so good. We're going to save it for the next part, OK? Yeah. And we're getting ready for a bit of a boogie-woogie as we rock and roll back in time for our big Sir Cliff Richard finale. Do not miss that. Hello, nice to see you again. Welcome back to Loose Women. It's the last part of our Sir Cliff Richard special. I know, sorry, time flies when you're enjoying yourself. But coming up, we are taking a loose look back at some of Sir Cliff's craziest moments in pop, yeah? Before we do that, though, we have got some very, very good news. Now, last night, Loose Women won Best Entertainment TV Show in the Mind Media. There it is. Look at that. A lovely, shiny award. I do have to say, of course, we always love winning awards, but this one actually is extra special. It really does mean a lot because it's for our Lighten the Load campaign, which, if you watch the programme regularly, you will know highlights the importance of talking about mental health. So this actually is for all of you who have got in touch and shared your stories, because it's all about talking. And that's thanks to you. Yeah. And we're going to keep on doing that because it's very, very important to break down those taboos and issues that affect so many of us. So, Mind Media, thank you very, very much. We are very proud of that. Thank you. OK, more of Sir Cliff in just a moment. But first, here is Stacey again with another chance for you to enter this week's competition. Thank you very much, Stacey. Now, Colleen. Oh,
No,
yes.
don't do this to me.
Oh, yes.
Why did you have to open your mouth?
Darling, it's at moments like this that you win awards.
Right,
Definitely not this.
I think we should have a look at the clip, have a good old laugh, and then we can talk all about it. All right? You ready? OK, we found it. Here it is. This is the Nolans on the Cliff Richard Show.
Musically speaking,
Days.
You're on! You're on!
They still do that now. You still all bully me now like my family did. Like, go on.
How many other shows did you do?
Thank you, production team, for
We did-
finding that.
Yeah,
That was
thanks.
brilliant. Now, listen, we have saved the juiciest The Cliff stories until last. Now, we have got an item each relating to a crazy moment from Cliff's past, and it's his job to tell us the story before our buzzer goes off to make sure that we don't end the game on a cliffhanger.
Genius.
Right, here we go. I'm going to... No, not yet.
OK, Linda, you're first.
OK, there we go.
There's your
I've got my
prop.
hat on.
Summer holiday.
Yeah.
Bass conductor's hat.
Fantastic time. Eunice Stubbs, a whole bunch of people. We couldn't believe that we were being paid to do it. It was fantastic time. Absolutely wonderful. The song went to #1. When's the
Yes.
buzzer going to go?
Oh, no, you're right, you're right. Because actually, I've got some more time to take up. I've got Sue and Janet. Where are Sue and Janet? There they are. Now, they love summer holiday so much. Have a look at their garden. Look at this. What's in their garden? Look! And inside, look inside. Oh, that's inside. And then there's a whole wall dedicated to
Yes.
pictures. Where are the pictures? There they are.
Wow.
It's a cliff
fantastic.
Oh,
shrine.
that is
Sue and Janet.
amazing.
That's
I thought maybe
amazing.
you used it to go to work in the morning.
OK, so the buzzer didn't go off. That was good. Right, Gloria, what's
Very
your
good.
prop?
I have. This is not mine, by the way. But this is a wig. So when might you have worn that, or when might you have had long hair?
No, wait a minute. Oh, I wore long hair in Heathcliff,
Right.
and I did go through a period when I had hair that touched my shoulders. In fact, I was stopped from going to Singapore.
That's the one.
Because they said you have to have hair that's above the collar.
And did they stop you staying there?
They took away my passport. We could only stay the night. I went to Australia, did a show, had a haircut, and came back.
Well spotted. Well spotted.
You're on tour next year, which your fans will be pleased to hear about. When does that start?
I think we start on the 17th of June and finish on the 2nd of July. It's not a long tour, but,
Yeah.
you know.
And how
so if
much are you
if you're
looking...
loose and want to sing...
Oh, I'll just come and be a brat on stage again.
OK, you're on. You're on.
Oh, she's just a devil brat.
What is it? How much do you still love performing?
I like performing. I think the favourite part of the business that I'm in is the recording. Because it's the beginnings of all the creativity, you work with the musicians. I love recording. But stage is when you really make it happen for people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing quite like, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you go out there, they all want to be there, otherwise they'd be watching television. And so therefore, you know they've come to see you, you've got a great band, the lighting's good. There's something about a live show that really is absolutely wonderful.
Do you feel, I mean, now that you seem to have turned this great corner and you look much, much better, everything's good, do you feel that you're back now to what you would deem normality in terms of performing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I went on tour last year before the whole thing had not finished, and the response I received from these folk was overwhelming, actually. I had to make a deal with my keyboard player. I said, look, I'm choking up here and I can't sing like this, so I'll nod to you when it's time. Because it was a 20-minute introduction to the song Golden, and it meant I could take a deep breath and sing it through. But it was just fantastic. So I feel, yes, I'm ready for the tour, and it'll be fabulous to be free of all that rubbish.
It's been so fabulous. fabulous having you here today for the whole show, to hear everything that you've been through, but also to hear how positive you are about the future. And to all these people, so many of these people were outside these studios at 6 a.m. this morning waiting. So thank you to you.
Thank you.
That is nearly all time we have got for today, but it is time for Sir Cliff to go over and get ready because we're having a rock and roll end of show. But thank you so much, Sir Cliff.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
OK, make sure you join us tomorrow. Priscilla Presley and Russell Watson will be here. And she made UK history for first ever transgender newsreader, India Willoughby. But for now, it is Sir Cliff.
Get ready, you sweet things, for a trip back in time when the women wore poodle skirts and the fellas sported sideburns. Time to rock and roll. It's Sir Cliff Richard and Roll Over Beethoven.
Well done. Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. The album is out now.
Yes, it is.
Good luck with that. You've
Thank
been
you.
a fantastic guest. It's so good to see you're back.
Yeah.
Do you really like to see my back?
But I'm going to leave the last word to your very, very good friend, Gloria.
I know. Well, here's the point. I've always known that you're a very good mover. But I have to say, girls, you agree that the moves today were pretty fantastic. But what I also want to say is we know that you're back doing what you do best. And we love you for it. And we all want to say, we love Cliff.
Yeah.